Good evening, everyone. I am Tripti Bhatt, Commandant SDRF, and I'm an IPS officer of Uttarakhand Cadre. Today, I'll be giving you a brief presentation about the role of SDRF in the COVID disaster and the key feature of all our response to this pandemic was the diversity of challenges that we had to respond to and the variety of functions that we performed, right from isolation ward duties to migration, interstate movement of lakhs of citizens to establishment of contact tracing centers, call centers, home isolation centers, and then operational features which have been going on since last 7 months continuously. So we'll be giving a brief presentation on how we could achieve all this with use of technology and not to focus lesser on the importance of training. And we have already trained more than 30,000 stakeholders in a very professional, meticulous way using technology, social distancing, and all the protocols for safety with respect to COVID. So here I'll be giving a brief presentation highlighting all this and more. And here we begin the presentation on SDRF Uttarakhand Police, and this is a story about the belief in our systems, the belief in the capability of our men, and how much we can achieve with respect to the diversity of challenges I first underlined. The initial and the most prime responsibility was the isolation ward duty for all the COVID positive patients, which was done by Uttarakhand SDRF. The other challenge was inward migration of citizens, and then, of course, protecting one's own force from the pandemic. Another humanitarian and welfare-oriented task was distribution of masks and food to the needy. And then there was an establishment of COVID Care Center, which was a center of excellence, which was inaugurated by Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. We also established 15 helpline numbers and also a call center run and operated by the policemen since last 7 months continuously. We are also doing contact tracing of all the positive patients and also an effective and widespread training of stakeholders. Now, latest in our arsenal is a capacity building for COVID testing by SDRF paramedics and also a feedback and grievance redressal mechanism for the home isolated COVID positive patients. All this has been achieved by a small force of 600 people. Just a teamwork, a faith, and again, I would repeat, it is a story of how much we believe we can do. Isolation ward duties were in a period when it was all panic and a sense of fear. Many people were not aware of what the virus is about, and the initial response of preparedness and immediate function was given by SDRF. All the COVID positive cases of entire state are even till date being served through isolation ward duties being given by SDRF 24 hours. Till 18th of September, there have been 38,000 COVID positive cases in the state, and we are there in the inner cordon of all the hospitals for security and isolation enforcement. Inward migration of citizens was again a humongous task, a mammoth task, and SDRF acted as the bridge between various governments and licensing officers of other states. Our own licensing officers from SDRF undertook long journeys cutting across the states to safely escort citizens of Uttarakhand back home. Here we are seeing a snapshot of the roadways buses that are coming in line. As we can see, it's a hilly area, and this is one of the touching picture of the migration exercise that we undertook. And our men have gone all the way to South India, to Sikkim, and we had been inclusive about our women in the SDRF. They went all the way with schoolgirls and brought our schoolgirls back from Northeast. And inward migration was also assisted with medical assistance, food, water, mask, and proper briefing and distressed people and food items. And protecting our force is important because we are continuously involved also in rescue operations. So there was a case when a road accident victim turned out to be COVID positive after we rescued him. So the entire search and rescue team was quarantined after that. Please, the next slide. So our day-to-day task is, it's inherently dangerous in nature because we have to be in close contact. If a person has drowned, a person is victim of a road accident, or there are a number of cloudbursts in the month of monsoons. Please, next slide. So we have to proactively engage the men in a, please, previous slide, please, previous slide.
Shivam, go slow, one slide at a time. Don't hit twice.
Yeah. So there is a daily ample amount of PP, as I've told, has been allocated. Then daily sanitization duties. We are using mist blowers and specialized equipments for sanitization of the premises. Then there is a concept of hand wash drill. Every 1 hour, there is a siren playing in every post of SDRF, and a person has to compulsorily wash hands, like it's like 20 times a day almost, depending on your shift. So that's a hand wash drill that has worked up very well for us. Then medicinal herbs, which are certified by Ayush department, they are given to every constable. And then 100% COVID testing of entire battalion. That is something we did proactively without symptoms to avoid super spreaders. So in the phase where everybody was avoiding testing, we did 100% testing. And then there was a sense of calm that, okay, we are negative. And then depending on symptoms, on a case by case basis, we could then test the next people, because we are highly exposed day in and day out. So a sense of faith in the team and a sense of confidence for performing our task was exceptionally important. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, it is the food distribution drive. About 80,000 people were benefited across 45 days. And we also benefited almost 20,000 people with respect to mask and sanitizers distribution. And we also, as I told earlier, we also distributed mattresses, N95 clinical masks and PPEs to doctors. Please, next slide. Now it is the COVID care center that I talked about in the initial slide. As we can see, the Honorable CM is inspecting the COVID care center at Raipur, Dehradun, and a similar center was established at Haldwani, Nainital. So next slide. The state-of-art facilities that we are offering in COVID care centers are facial recognition cameras. We are giving artificial intelligence-based cameras, which can, as previous speakers have also told, like sending an alert that a person is not wearing a mask. Then attendance, instead of a biometric attendance, it's a facial recognition attendance. Then telemedicine facility, all the COVID care center patients can be patched up to all the doctors through telemedicine. LED screen for live yoga, which is again pitched into Patanjali Haridwar. So Haridwar can give live sessions. Even Swami Ramdeva did it, Swami Balakrishna did it on the inauguration day. And similarly, we have UV sanitization rooms, thermal screening rooms, free kits for patients, and a lot of technology intensive interventions we have done in these COVID care centers. So SDRF developed it and then handed it over to the health department. Now it is being run by the health department, but we have done a one-time initiative of developing a center of excellence in terms of COVID care center. Next slide, please. As I told you about the phone calls that have been made, about 99,000 phone calls were done during migration, another 3,90,000 for contact tracing, and 1,500 people who are home isolated are being contacted by our team and given telephonic training of the caregivers, how to go about, a person who is home isolated, what are the do's and don'ts for the person in the family. So that training is also being given on phone calls. So more than 5 lakh people have been benefited by our initiative through these call centers. Next slide, please. This call center is interestingly being run by SDRF only. We have not hired any professional call center because the time engaged was very long and it would have cost us exorbitantly. So we developed this capacity in-house. That was the first slide about the power of belief. It is difficult to believe that, a policeman can be, good in mannerism and talking and engaging the audience and then effectively dispersing the information. But we did it with a lot of discipline, with daily tasking. We have a very, Weberian structure with teams, sub-teams, captains, daily tasking. Number of phone calls are assigned to every constable. Then for 4 constables, we have 1 team in charge, then sub-team in charge. So that social distancing is followed. Everybody works in an island, but the top pyramid joins at the captain level. And similarly, the captains are sub-inspector levels, and all the captains interact between themselves to ultimately help in the daily documentation reports. Next slide, please.
I'll just share the screen again. There was some network issue. I'll just do that. Yeah.
So, the COVID control room, which was a humble beginning during migration times, it has been consistently running since
there is some sound coming. Kindly mute everyone, except the presenter.
I would request to meet. So the daily reports and the follow-ups of people who are not connected, we don't leave them there. We try them again on the next day and then again on the fifth day. So if a person is unable to be contacted, then there's a possibility of a wrong phone number. Then we compile those results and reports and give it to the concerned SSP and CMO of that district. That somebody in your district, is running around with a wrong phone number, and please get hold of that fellow and get to know whether or not he is having symptoms. So we are basically doing contact tracing as well. As the question was asked, we are using Arogya Setu extensively. Arogya Setu also gives alerts of people who are in danger zones and close vicinity of COVID positive patients. So we are also using Arogya Setu for contact tracing, and we are apart from contact tracing now into home isolation in a very big way. Next slide, please. Actually, the unique point of SDRF Uttarakhand Police is the diversity of tasks that have been assigned to us, and we have been consistently delivering on it. The training aspect of stakeholders that was widely appreciated recently by NDMA. We have launched a Mission Jagriti. That Mission Jagriti in itself is a big project. So the training numbers have jumped up. Last year it was 2,500. I've been here since last 1 year. So training was an important point of focus for me. So this year we could train more than 25,000 people in just 6 months, and then another 5-6,000. So quality and quantity both are being stressed upon. So this was recently being showcased to National Disaster Management Authority, and they actually included it in their national bulletin as a role model for training methodologies across India. It is Mission Jagriti, and for COVID training, we extensively used a stakeholder-oriented approach. For example, if a shopkeeper is there, I should know as a shopkeeper, I should not be touching, currency notes very frequently. I should be using Paytm, or I should not be giving groceries, in contaminated bags or things like that. Similarly, for a truck driver, the SOP would be different. I should be sanitizing my steering wheel. I should be sanitizing the handles of the doors of the buses and trucks. So that way, it's a stakeholder-oriented approach that makes it much more useful. So we also documented it into a app, Corona Warrior app. So in that app, you can choose your category, whether you are Anganwadi Karyakartri, whether you are a teacher. For example, for a teacher, how to maintain social distance in the classroom, it becomes important. Whether you are a truck driver, whether you're a policeman, how to arrest somebody who you suspect is a COVID positive. So for every stakeholder, there's a different set of training that is important. So we stressed upon it big time, and the results were extremely impressive. And apart from the quantity, the quality was also widely appreciated, and very proudly we can say that from a training figure of 100 and 100, 1,500, 2,500, we have reached till date 30,000 people who have been extensively given training for COVID, and they include COVID care center workers, they include health department, nursing staff, cleaning staff, teaching staff. Please show me the PPT, I would request again. And after the training, again the stress is upon improving our capacities. We have not been content with what we have done so far. Like right from the first day when we began with the migration movement till today, we have been continuously expanding our horizon, expanding our territory, and the latest addition is the COVID testing facility. So our SOP is very clear. Like the initial ICMR guidelines, of course, are to be fulfilled. But we also include testing facilities for the family members of the policemen, so that they don't have to, face difficulties in reaching out for testing, because there's a element of social ostracization involved. Plus, the geographical terrain of Uttarakhand is very difficult, so many people are posted in remote hilly areas. So for them, it has turned out to be a boon. And that way, we have been able to do a welfare task as well as an effective way to combat the super spread of the virus. So 18 paramedics were trained by the health department, and we daily upload all the tests that we do, and real-time updation is done on the health department portal. So apart from the various private labs, today SDRF Uttarakhand has emerged as an independent testing agency, which is assisting health department for their arresting of COVID virus. So that's a brief overview. And I would also like to emphasize the welfare aspect, like despite the high exposures. from contamination zones to the isolation ward duties, 24-hour duties in the hospitals. Till date, only 36 employees of SDRF have been infected with coronavirus. That's a very small number compared to the average in various other districts and states. And out of these 36, 33 have fully recovered. They are back, and currently only 3 of them are ill and quarantined and isolated because of COVID. So our good practices have actually yielded results. And we have used technology also intensively, extensively, and some good practices have been documented in terms of protocols for coming back from leave. Whosoever comes back from leave, they are given a separate room till 7 days. Similarly, compartmentalization in work spaces, like everybody, if working in a group of small people, if at all they spread, the spread will be limited to only those 3 or 4 people. So our rescue teams are now in sub-teams. Instead of a bigger structure of, big teams, now we are working in sub-teams. And the next team pitches in only if the first team is, unable to handle the situation. So a lot of protocols have been added into our daily rescue operations as well. And that has led to this, wonderful result of a service delivery, diversity of duties, and then saving our men also from the pangs of the virus. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thanks a lot.
No, that's a great experience. I mean, it's quite a learning, not only from the presentation that you have made, but the kind of efforts that have gone into securing the state and keeping it safe. Because the NDMA and the SDMAs and the SDRF, these are the agencies which have been right at the helm while the directions and the advisories are being sought repeatedly by the state government departments. So great work. Sharmaji, your question.
Mr. Trapti, after the unlocking phase,
Sharmaji, we are not able to see your video. Please switch on your video.
Stop it.
Telangana also, please
Yes,
switch on your video.
Okay. Ms. Trapti, initially there were many COVID cases in concentrated in Dehradun, but now Haridwar industrial area, Sidcul area has become another major source of COVID cases. So how your SDRF is tackling Sidcul area?
SDRF is extensively involved in contact tracing tasks. We are operational functioning is in 3 areas. Operational functioning is in the duty of a confirmed COVID positive. We are doing hospital duties. Operational area is again establishment of COVID care centers that we have done in 2 major ways, like 1,000 beds, 1,500 beds, and then expandable to 2,000 beds, and currently 4,000 beds. So COVID care center establishment is another field level work that we have done. And then, as I told earlier, contact tracing is a very crucial aspect. So for the Haridwar industrial area, the contact tracing was done very aggressively, and we could, stop the spread from influencing a larger lot. And immediate action with cooperation from the district police. So we are working hand in hand with the district police so that there's no delay. At times, people switch off their phones or they simply deny a high-risk contact with a suspect. So it is not possible to, guess the extent of exposure unless the person is cooperative about it. So we have used Arogya Setu admin rights. So through Arogya Setu also we get to know whether through a Bluetooth range they were actually in the vicinity of a COVID positive or suspect person or not. And that high-risk contact is daily being phone called by our call center. They are also, contacted through our men, and low-risk contacts are advised to stay away and in quarantine because you never know what has been the degree of exposure. So low-risk contacts are also given due importance by our call center, and that's how we function.
Okay, thank you so much.
Shivam, can you run the poll now?
Sure, I'm going to run my poll.
So
that
the poll
motion
will come onto
now.
your screen. So kindly do rate each other. And the question on rate.
Employment, they are struggling for other things. They're struggling for wages. So we have to educate them that it is important to focus on your health, on your precaution. Now the daily wages earners and construction laborers, they are seldom wearing masks, but everybody can be a carrier. So we have to be very inclusive in our approach. And then another very important part, because if the battle is going to run longer, I think mental health, emotional health, psychological issues, the cases of surge in suicides,
Yeah,
the
we got
cases
it.
of
Got it.
depression,
Yeah.
I think that is one more long-term focus that we need to develop. There's a lot to be done on that front, I would say.
Sure. Good. So, I can still see the screen is not moving. It is still stuck at SDRF Uttarakhand. So I think, Tripti ji, why don't you go ahead and wait yourself so that it moves on to the next presentation. So we got 3 presentations that happened
No,
here. All 3 need to.
I've submitted my poll.
You have done that. All right.
Yeah, I've done that.
So this is where we are. So I would express my heartfelt thanks to everyone, and I can also say at the same time there is a lot which is being done, and it's going to be a great learning experience for all of us as we move forward. Not only as professionals, but even as academics, who get to learn, get to understand, get informed on various steps from across the country which have been taken up when it comes to handling the pandemic situation which has landed us in a tight spot. So great, thank you very much once all over again, and look forward to seeing you. Next step would be you will get an email from us inviting you to participate in the popular vote. So your pages will be ready, and it will be shared with you, which is what then you can share with your stakeholder groups and ask them for support. And then we move on to the next and next. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. So you may leave, and we're gonna have another session for the presentation round. Thank you. Shivam Shukla. Shivam Shukla.
Yes, sir.
1 second.
Were given a priority. Again, we had a focus on